what's that one very important advice that I give to my students who are preparing for ACCA exam? Now, before I answer that, like always, thank you so much for all your support, all your love, comments. I truly appreciate it. If this is the first time you've come into my channel, can I urge you to please hit the like button, hit the subscribe and bell icon. I promise you, I only do videos which are going to help you in your ACCA journey as well as your finance and accounting journey. Now, there are plenty of videos that I've done around exam tips and what you should do, what you should not do, etc. etc. But I do truly feel, right, that there are some advices which are probably right at the top, right? And the one that I want to give you guys today is to make sure that you check your papers, right? Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's say if you are someone who's sitting for an audit paper, right, AA, Audit and Assurance, and while the section A is fairly straightforward, it's either 2 marks or nothing, right? So you can obviously understand where you have gone wrong, right? But when it comes to section B and when you have to write the answers, be it the audit risk, controls, procedures, right, reporting, etc., etc., it is imperative that it is not that you just keep writing answers when you're preparing for the exams, right? Because as I make this video, there are still a couple of weeks to go for the exam, right? So I think that as an ACCA student, because you do understand that it's not about rote learn and then you just go and write whatever answers you want to. You have to make sure that it is in sync with what the examiner is expecting, right? So what you need to do, and this is the best part, right? Whether it is your exam kit, whether it is your study hub or CBE platform, the marking schemes are given to you. That means that you can really see when are you going to get your marks. So for example, if someone is asking you about audit risk, right? There is a 10 mark requirement around audit risk, right? It will tell you that you will get a 1 mark for identifying the risk and then 1 mark for writing the response, and it tells you in the risk what is it that they're looking for, in the response what are they looking for, as long as you are able to match that risk and match that response. Now what I mean by that, see, the answers that you will see on the CBE platform or on the in the exam kit, right, you will never be able to really match up the languages, because when I am writing the answers, let's say if I am coming up with my own answers, it's not going to be the same as what I've seen in the kit and the CB, because that's not my language, right? So what you need to do is that if you are trying to mark your answer, look for the main headers, the main buzzwords over there, right? That's the first thing that is important. Coming to within that, right, it usually tells you that what is it that they're looking for to give you that mark, right? See if it is there or not, right? For example, on the CBE platform, when you see the papers, and then there are ideal answers and then there is a marking scheme, right? So you can't just do the marking scheme on its own. You have to look at the ideal answer as well. In the ideal answer now, which is the crux of the video now, is that when you go to the ideal answer, look for, so if it says marking scheme, 1 mark if you have identified that the client is new, right, and there is a high audit risk, right? In the ideal answer, you would see that they would have put in the buzzwords around if the client is new, you don't have any background knowledge of the client, right? Or the client could be very complex, or the client does not have a good reputation or whatever, right? Point being is that in that ideal answer, you need to look for that if you are going to take that 1 mark for identifying that it's a new client, you need to check whether your why is matching the why that is there in the ideal answer. Again, I'm not saying use the same exact language, but the underlying reason why you have chosen that this is the risk needs to be similar, right? So therefore, as long as your whys are matching with what is there in the ideal answer, please do not worry about putting in the same language as the ideal answers, because I know they are super long. No one really can actually write such long answers in the exam conditions, right? So you put it in the way you're supposed to, but make sure that your whys are matching with the examiner's answers, and accordingly do mark your paper. Make sure you are gauging, let's say for example, if it's 70 marks, how many marks are you able to get from those 70 marks? If there are things that you're still weak, make sure that you revise those concepts. Again, if I have to talk about audit is all about the structures, right? And how do you write the answers? So therefore, please make sure that you are marking. You don't need a faculty to do that all the time. You don't need anyone. You can do it yourself, right? And there is no one else who's gonna do better job than you, because you're gonna spend that amount of time on that answer trying to figure out whether you've done it right or not, right? So yeah, make sure that you mark your answers, because I feel that there are plenty of, and again, anyone who's watching me for the first time, I can promise you there are plenty of exam tip videos that I've made, right? But I do feel that marking the paper, seeing where you are, making the changes in your answer, and then do another paper is extremely crucial to crack your ACCA exams, right? So I really hope this video helps, and if you think it has helped, why don't you share it with your friends who are sitting the ACCA exams, and do let me know if you need any further help, right? So on that note, all the very best, and thank you so much.